Hey guys, welcome back. This is Dave of Chaos Crafting. Yep, it's time for us to finish our watchtower. So this right here, this is the first watchtower I ever built. One of my first pieces of terrain. Didn't have a proxon, used a utility knife, cut the bevels at the top by hand. It worked great. My players loved it. But since then, thanks COVID, I've had a little bit of time to master my terrain crafting skills. This was done recently. I really fell in love with the architectural fiddly bits. Like these things here on the corner, the coins, and the stones around the doorway. I took some time trying to figure out the best process on how to build a watchtower. Started out with 3-inch square pieces of XPS foam. Would hot glue them one on top of the other and build up a watchtower that way. Well, one thing I noticed, the hot glue itself, it has its own thickness. So as the layers went together, it would slowly increase in size, and sometimes it wouldn't be level. I mean, if you're going for the Leaning Tower of Pisa, sure, but after only 5 or 6 layers, this thing was way off level. So now, that's out. Not gonna do this. I think I got crazy one night, and I started to do this interlocking idea where the walls could lock together, and the coins would be their own element. This was not fun. Not fun. And I settled on the standard wall technique, just like we used for the base, where using a flat piece of foam to create each wall, and then doing an additive process to put the coins on the corners for the architectural fiddly bits. Yeah, that'll work. And by modular, I mean we'll have 3 main tower sections, each of them being 3 inches tall. They will stack one on top of the other. I'm doing this more for ease of storage, the ability to take this tower apart, put it in a box when it's not being used. It'd be difficult to store, a bunch of, 1 foot tall towers in my little teeny tiny hobby room. So start an assembly line and create 3 of these boxes. Since I plan on using the architectural element of the coins on the corner, I'm not going to draw the brick pattern all the way out to the corner, because I know it's going to be covered up. But if you're not into fiddly bits, and you just want to skip that step, then you will need to go ahead and do the pattern all the way to the corner. Alrighty, time for the coins. Grab some 1/2-inch foam from your scrap box. We're going to cut it into 1/8 inch thick strips. Bam! I wish it was that easy. We need 2 sizes of coins. One is 7/8 of an inch and the other is a 1/2 inch. Cut them out with a knife or Proxon. And this is the end product. This is what we want to make. Notice how the alternating sizes of coins are the same on each side. Don't get them mixed up. I may have done that. It was a waste of time. Don't do that. Alrighty, now we glue the coins on per the previous example. I'm using tacky glue. Gives you plenty of time to work, nudge, move things around. You can use hot glue, but you should have the pattern down before, because the hot glue is permanent. With the coins attached, we can go ahead and bevel them out just like we have done with the bricks. Once beveled, we'll go ahead and apply texture with our aluminum ball. You know the drill. My friends, it's a mid-build checkpoint. Here's the base from the previous video. You'll notice I've placed a 2x2 square on top. That's going to help with the modularity and assembly. If you've been crafting along at home, you should now have 3 sections of tower. 2 of them have been coined and textured. The third is going to be the top, which we're about to get to. Moving right along, the tower top. I decided to go with battlements. I'll do a house next time. So we can see right here, we've got my sketch, because I love to sketch things out. So this is the top portion of the tower. And you see we're going to need to bevel some items, some foam. We're going to start with the 4-inch square that's going to go on top. We're going to cut out some beveled support beams to hold up that watchtower on the top, these battlements, and evil pointy things. Jumping right into the build process. You see I've cut out the 4-inch topper and I've done beveling. If you need tips on beveling, check the tower video part 1. If you still have questions, drop me a comment and I'll go into greater detail. But basically, you do all the things we've learned about. Mark out your bricks, carve out the blocks, bevel things up, use the aluminum to texture, hot glue it together, and enjoy the music. Here's some design philosophy. You'll notice on the battlements, nothing is flush. If you had a perfectly square, flush battlement, it would look flat. Try varying your sections of battlement by 1/8 of an inch. That'll give additional levels of detail, especially when you're dealing with something of this size. That little extra detail gives it a sense of reality. I have assembled the top of the tower, battlements all the way around. Also, I put in the support structure right here, and I added a little bit of fiddly bit just to make it more interesting. Ah, coins! I gotta put coins here too. It'll tie the two sections together. And speaking of things, I almost forgot. Stairs. 1-inch stairs. It works for miniatures to have a nice base to stand on. Doesn't quite look as visually appropriate, but I want the playability. I don't want to have stairs that a miniature can't sit on or stand on or whatever. We're going to use, ta-da, a comb. Yes, this is texture magic, just follow along. We're going to use a comb to put in exaggerated wood grain into one of these pieces of foam. Now we'll cut this down using either your Proxxon or an X-Acto knife into thin matchsticks. These are going to be the boards for the door. Using a bit of heavy paper, I'm going to cut out bands for the door. I also have some jumper rings I got from the craft store to use as a door pull. You would not believe the amount of crafting material I keep in my hobby room. One of the things that I love to do is scratch build tiny spaceships out of polystyrene. So I just happen to have polystyrene tubes. Well, if you take a slice out of a tube and cut a notch out of that slice, it makes a great anchor for the door pull for the tiny doors. And here I started to do a little freestyle, cutting out some stones to go around the door. Additional architectural fiddly bits. And beveled stones to go around the curve of the door. I'm thinking I need to do a super quick beveling video and get it posted up. Well, as soon as I'm done with this video. To be honest, I just reached into the scrap box of foam I have, and I pulled out some likely candidates for window material. There was no real measuring. I did make sure that it fit within the area that I wanted, but it is what it is. Again, using some of the beveled material, I'm going to create an archway for the top of the window. Let's bring this home, shall we? All we need to do now is glue on the windows. You'll notice I also created a trap door on the top of the tower. I used the same technique that we used in making the door. Let's take a look at this all assembled. Yeah, I'm getting ready for my game tonight. I got some friends coming over. This was a hell of a build. It created an awesome tower. I love this. I'm going to make more terrain to match. This is going to be probably the centerpiece of my collection. I mean, I liked it that much. Now I just need to get this thing painted, detailed, before my adventurers make it to the evil Watchtower. I've got a game to set up. Do the thing where you like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and until next time, peace.